Very privileged to have Chinmayi Sripaada with us live here on 5 Live. Chinmayi, welcome. Thank you for your time. This is something that you have been talking about for a very long time. Since the beginning of the Me Too movement at the end of 2018, you've brought it up periodically, and this time you've put an allegation on the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu himself, basically labeling him a hypocrite because he stands with the wrestlers, but he hasn't said a word about the charges that you and 17 other women have leveled against famous lyricist Vairamuthu in the Tamil film industry. Now, you say the rules cannot be changed for Vairamuthu, the national award-winning poet-lyricist, which you and all of those women are accused of sexual harassment, that the rules cannot be different for him and Brij Bhushan. Are you saying that MK Stalin is being hypocritical when he's extending support to the wrestlers while being silent on Vairamuthu?
100%. There are actually more than 18 women who have named Mr. Vairamuthu, with people corroborating in public domain, including Rehman's sister had informed in an interview in 2018 that yes, this man is like this, there's nothing that we can do. There are other people from the industry who are now abroad who have given video bites and videos from their own social media channels saying that they have seen Mr. Vairamuthu misbehave with girls in front of their eyes. So this man has been an open secret as long as Tamil Nadu is concerned. He unequivocally gets a lot of support from Tamilians across the globe, not just in Tamil Nadu. He is extremely politically connected. He is not just connected to the DMK, but at the same time, I also asked Mr. Kamala Hassan, who heads M&M, saying that why is it that when there is, he is also from the Tamil industry, and of course he's a pride of this country as an actor. However, when something comes up from his own industry, he has also platformed Mr. Vairamuthu at an event that he had organized, and it was an industry heavyweight event. Everybody here in Tamil Nadu becomes conveniently and comfortably silent when I pick up the issue of Mr. Vairamuthu, and because I named him, I have been banned for the past 5 years to work from the Tamil film industry. Thankfully, I have been able to sing in other languages and work in other languages, but as long as the Tamil film industry is also concerned, they have remained silent and watched the ban happen right in front of their eyes. So yes, the rules are very different when they speak for a sexual harasser who is not from their own circle, and when it is outside, they are all ready to speak up.
No, this is black and white hypocrisy, black and white selective outrage that you've highlighted, Chinmayi, because I've been following those allegations that you made public from the very start, from the very day that you made those allegations. I've been following that story, and we all know that as far as the Me Too movement is concerned, solidarity, powerful people being allies in those allegations is very much part of how these allegations can be amplified and brought to a logical, legal conclusion. How does it feel to see, and I don't intend to ask this in a flippant way, but how does it feel to see someone like an MK Stalin, the Chief Minister no less, supporting wrestlers at Jantar Mantar who've leveled charges very similar to the ones you've you've made, a person in a powerful position misusing that position to sexually harass those below him?
I completely, as a survivor, I'm 100% in of the belief that the wrestlers deserve every ounce, every little bit of support that they can get from the Honorable Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, Mr. Stalin, or Mr. Kamala Hassan, or from every politician from this country. The pressure needs to come up because the man that has been named is very, very powerful. He holds and wields so much power, so much clout, and so much influence. And the wrestlers deserve and they need all sort of support that they can get. And Mr. Stalin's support to this is really praiseworthy, and I believe that he needs to support. But at the same time, what I did add to that as well is that, which I have also requested Kanimozhi ji to take, and all the other women politicians in DMK who have not said anything each time that they have platformed Mr. Vairamuthu, that also look at this. So many women have named this Sahitya Academy Awardee, Padma Bhushan Awardee, all of that, multiple national award winners. So the amount of clout that Mr. Vairamuthu wields, not just here but in the entire Tamil 600 community across the world is momentous. So it's definitely not easy, not just for me. I'm not the only one who has spoken up in public against Mr. Vairamuthu. Several other women have also spoken up in the public domain. So that's, it's kind of sad that they want to just continue to brush it under the carpet, hoping that, you know, I will stop speaking someday and then they can all forget about it.
And it's incredible, the contrast, Chinmayi, and I think our viewers need to be reminded of that. You know, you've been basically rendered an outcast in the Tamil film industry. You don't get any work there. We know how the power levers work in film industries, not just the Tamil film industry, but in any film industry in this country. When someone powerful has been affected, we've seen how the system kind of aligns itself to boycott the aggrieved party or the person who's making those allegations against a powerful person. That is precisely what has happened to you. And on the flip side of it, the accused, which is Vairamuthu, continues to be platformed by all of the powerful people in the constellation that is Tamil Nadu. The contrast couldn't be more stark.
What I'm referring to is there are, I think in the past 5 years, ever since he's been named, there have been numerous photo opportunities with the Honorable CM Shri Stalin that Mr. Vairamuthu has had. He is invited to political events. He is a guest of honor in a lot of these political events, with that other Tamil politicians also attend. Even national level politicians have also attended these events and have staged, shared the stage with Mr. Vairamuthu in the events in the past 1.5 years. I will probably give them a little bit of benefit of doubt, because they may not have known that Mr. Vairamuthu has been named by so many people here in Tamil Nadu. But even people from the Congress have, shared a stage with him a while ago here in Tamil Nadu for a very important event. But there's nothing that anybody is able to do, because all that we constantly see is this man wielding his political clout, growing his political connections so that he can be shielded. So I think and not just that, I think other politicians from Tamil Nadu, all of them who have so much influence and so much power, every time that he comes to attach himself with them for a cause, they willingly bring him up on stage and platform him and show him as a pride of their, ideological group, whatever that ideology may be. So that is kind of sad, because this is exactly this is the general playbook of sex offenders, or any offender for that matter, to get close to people in power so that they can get away easy. Especially in the case of sexual offense, it seems to be a lot more rampant.
This is, Chinmayi, just to make it very clear, you applaud M.K. Stalin for his solidarity with the wrestlers. Just to be very clear, I want to be clear that this is not about anything else except the selective outrage. You're pointing out the selective outrage and the selective solidarity when, both cases involve powerful, well-connected, politically connected people. In one case, a politician, who use their connections to protect themselves. In one case, Vairamuthu. In the other case, allegedly, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Now, the political proximity that you talk about, Chinmayi, you're saying that it not only acts as a shield against action, but also acts as a shield to protect against the perpetuation, of these sexual harassment actions. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, there has been another girl who came out in the open to name him, has categorically said that he is the sole reason that her career has gone to dogs, because he would call people to not work with her whenever she's called on to perform in concerts. In my particular case, he has specifically mentioned his proximity to the then, when he threatened me, the then ruling party and the chief minister, and said that you have no idea what I can do to you if you do not come and sing at this event. And that was the first time that I had refused to sing at a book launch of his. This was even before the Me Too movement. In 2015, I had refused to be a part of his book launch event, in which so many politicians across the country had participated. He is very famous for inviting the biggest of names in this country for his book launch launches. Everybody knows about it, and it is very difficult to speak about it because every big singer, every big actor in the industry will be a part of these events, from Mr. Rajinikanth to Mr. Kamal Haasan to Mr. Wali to the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. They will be present at his book launches. That is how powerful he is, and he has used his proximity and used their names to silence me. And I will say this again and again and again, and I have been saying this for the past 5 years, just that I think nobody wants to listen to it here.
You know, you touched upon it, Chinmayi, but I do want to ask it again because your career since 2018 has basically been an example and a template of what happens, you know, when allegations are made against powerful people within your same industry. And, you know, it is frequently up to those people you know, who gets work and who doesn't. And you've suffered professionally for the last 5 years as a result of this. Tell us about what the last 5 years have been like.
That's correct. I have a formal work ban which I am legally fighting in the Honorable City Civil Court here in Chennai. And it has been 5 years and counting of literally struggling to get my right to work back. At the time that the Me Too movement broke out in 2018, for the second time, doffing my hat to Raya Sakar, who had actually spoken about it in 2017 with her list of sexual harassers in academia. In 2018 October, when so many of us across the country spoke up, promptly in November 2018, I faced a diktat from the dubbing union that I can no longer work. At that point in time, the current president of the dubbing union was a part of the DMK. Nobody did anything to stop the ban.
Yeah.
And I'm still fighting that case 5 years on, and actually I'm not the only woman banned. Another woman also mentioned about sexual harassment, and she was also banned, and then she was made to tender an apology letter for having named you know, powerful people. So now she is working because her you know, her livelihood depends on going to work every day so that she can pay her bills.
Chinmayi, just to close the loop on your specific you know, allegations against Vairamuthu, you say in your post that you have evidence of Vairamuthu calling you to try and hammer out some kind of a compromise. You know, what was he offering? You know, was it a discussion that you had? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That's right. See, I also want to state on record, which I have also stated on record multiple times on my social media platforms in Tamil and in English, that in 2018, when all of us spoke up, the only legal route that was available to us, considering this was a very new thing that India was facing, it was not as if it was, in the case of Harvey Weinstein in the US, it was not completely backed by an investigation, a journalistic investigation, which eventually led to Harvey Weinstein being behind bars today, facing hundreds of years in jail, if not more. It was a completely women-led, citizen-led sort of a collective anger, and you know, it was a cathartic exercise that so many of us spoke up, not realizing whether there are even legal repercussions or legal ways for us to find justice after so many years, because we are not raised as a culture to say it is absolutely okay for us to report cases of sexual harassment. We have been raised as daughters of India to brush this under the carpet and to ignore all of this and to not speak up about this. So once in 2018, when the Me Too movement broke up for the second time here, we all realized that, okay, so it is actually not our fault. So when the first realization hit us, all of us spoke up. The NCW actively encouraged us to send our complaints in writing to them. At the same time, around 2018 or the beginning of 2019, a Me Too committee was constituted, a central government committee was constituted under the supervision and the leadership of Sri Rajnath Singh. They were supposed to have met, and they said they were going to look into all of these complaints. So what I very naively imagined and hoped for, just like everybody else, is that there would be some sort of an independent you know, complaints committee, sort of an independent inquiry that will happen for all of these very grave you know, accusations, with many of us have evidence, because eventually these you know, molesters will call us and say, let us agree and you know, come on a compromise. So Mr. Vairamuthu did call through a very prolific director here in Tamil Nadu, saying that I would like to arrive at a compromise if you would just stop talking about me. So I have that call record. I have spoken to his son, who also agreed that he's aware of this and his family is aware of it, and then of course he turned tables. Of course it's his own father, he's not going to put his own father on the stand. However, I have that. I have spoken to other people over the years saying that I do not want to work with this man because I am not safe around him. And this is how we all work. When we feel a little uncomfortable around a man, we tell our friends to somehow shield us, and this is how we all operate, don't we? So we say, oh dude, you know what, can you just, because I don't feel safe around him, so we'll have that one buddy who will take us safe.
The light has been shined this time on Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, but we all know that when it comes to Me Too, hypocrisy is writ large across the political spectrum, and we will continue to point it out and support voices like Chinmayi, who points out these hypocrisies in our political class. Chinmayi, we wish you well. Thank you very much. All the best for your case. May you get justice, as also all of the other women who've made similar allegations.